So just finding a comfortable seat for yourself, whatever works for you, whatever feels good. If you do have a cushion or a block, it can be nice to use those as props to sit on. So once you find that position that feels good for you, we'll just take a little bit of time to allow the chest to circle around, just going really gently any direction that feels good, allowing the chest to come back and forward. So these movements, they should be pretty subtle, pretty effortless, kind of like a lazy, almost rotation here and circular motion. So we're not looking to put too much effort in. We're just looking to feel into the movement, and then we'll go in the opposite direction, allowing that to shift and to move around. Feel free to let the eyes close as you do this. Feel free to use the arms in any way, but just, again, be wary of putting too much effort or intensity into it. It should be soft, kind of lazy. Maybe one or two more in this direction. All right, and when you're ready, coming back into the center, again, just with that sort of soft, very little effort, a little lift, and then a little drop. So like the tiniest cat-cow, a little lift, and a little drop, and again, a little lift, and a little drop. And you can start to add the breath into this. So breathing in, not trying to over breathe or try too hard, and breathing out as you drop back. And keep going a few more like that. And dropping back. Last one maybe. And here, now I'd like you to stay down with the head and down with the gaze. If your eyes are not yet closed, go ahead and close them now. And very gradually, we're going to move through each area of the spine. So we're going to start first with the tail. So as we move through each area of the spine, we're going to eventually end up in a really tall spine, but not one that requires a great deal of effort. So let's start first with the coccyx. That's the tailbone. And just imagine there's a little lift. It's very subtle through that area. And then coming into above that, into the sacrum and the lower spine, a little lift in that area. Now, as you do that, you might notice it also creates a lift through the upper spine. That's fine, it's supposed to. And moving through to the middle area of the spine, there's just a little bit of lifting. And certain areas of the spine will be easier for you to lift and connect to than others. And then continue on to the space between the shoulder blades, and there's a little lift there. And continuing on along the spine, right to the base of the neck, lifting a little bit up there. And then continuing to move through the neck, all the way into the base of the skull, and a little lift there. And then all the way up through the back of the head, through the skull, up to the crown of the head, and finally you're sitting up tall. Keeping the eyes closed down and just feeling this beautifully regal position that you're in. The lift of the chest, this proud chest, but still with the humility, not trying to overexert yourself, but just standing in your power, sitting rather in your power, in this feeling of a tall spine, aware, yet relaxed, connected. So it's like we had a really windy road that had lots of bumps, curves in it. And now we've straightened that out. The spine is long and tall, and we can see the destination. Feeling tall, but still soft. Couple more breaths here. Noticing the shoulders relax away from the ears. Whatever position those hands are in, feeling the elbows drip down. And just start to feel this calm washing over the whole body. Relax your jaw. Nice and soft. All right, from here, you can let the eyes open if you need to. Keep them closed if that's your preference. You're just going to drip the chin down again, maybe walk the hands forward and come into a forward fold in this position. And come into first a few breaths of stillness, just dropping the body forward, letting the head release here. And then we'll start to go for a sway with the head, with the torso, with the shoulders. Don't worry about what this looks like, just your own interpretation of swaying through the upper body, of allowing almost this like flowing movement to guide you, and almost as if there's no ability for you to pause or stop or refrain from movement in your torso. So as you reach one side, it just fluidly transitions into moving to the other side. Kind of like a flower or a weed in the wind or the seaweed in the ocean, whatever you want to think of. Maybe one of those, I don't know what they're called, but you see them outside of car yards. I think you guys know what I'm talking about, and they like faff around. But a very graceful, more contained version of that. Constant movement, constant flow. A few more breaths like this. You can allow the head to lead the movement, or it can follow the movement. All right, and from here, coming back into the center, gently, gradually uncurling. If the eyes are still closed, then just take your time to let them open, maybe blinking a few times. And as you inhale, we'll lift the chin. Hello. Bring the hands palms together into a prayer position, and just a little bowing down, acknowledgement of your participation in this practice. Acknowledgement of any benefit that exists in your path and in your journey throughout this practice, and just being compassionate with yourself as you move through your home practice today. Thank you for showing up. Okay, so let's let the legs go. We can bend the knees, maybe just give the legs a bit of a shake or a bit of a bounce if that feels nice for you, feeling the backs of the legs release, maybe even you can whoosh, whoosh them side to side if you would like to. And then we're going to come into a seated back bend. So from here, allow the knees to bend, the soles of the feet flat onto the mat. And then we're going to either keep the hands wrapping around, or you can wrap the elbows around. But either way, you really want to pull the chest forward. So from the side, you can see that from me, I'm really allowing my knees to open to allow the chest to come forward. The chin can lift up as well. A little bit of a natural squeeze is occurring in the back of the body, keeping the chest lifted. Now you can allow your head to go back further if that feels nice for your neck. Otherwise, just keep the chin angling up and space in the back of the neck, allowing the belly to open, the chest to open, the back of the body to squeeze here, pausing. Breathing. And let's rock back. Exhale. Dip the chin into the chest, round the spine, and kind of hang on the knees. Ooh, and feel that opening. So if you're like me and you've been spending a lot of time on the computer and on your mobile device lately, then this might feel a little bit intense into the upper back. Head can sort of move from side to side when you're in this position. Or you can just find one spot to be still in. Last couple breaths here. Imagine your arms are like ropes, your hands are like hooks. All right, let's come forward into our back bend again. So inhale, knees can open. Push the chest through, lift the chin. Pausing there. So we're not looking to necessarily feel a great deal of intensity in this back bend, but we're just prepping the body. We're warming the body up here for further back bends to come. Okay, one more exhale, round the spine, hanging back, chin to chest. Maybe there's a bit of movement through your head. Maybe you found one spot where you're like, yes, that's the ticket, and then you just want to stay there. All right, good. Okay, so we're gonna come forward and we're gonna allow the feet to draw in a little bit closer so they're about a hip width distance apart. And then we're gonna take the hands behind us. Now you can be on fingertips, you can be on the length of the fingers, you can be down on the flat hands, palms. You could be turning your fingers so that they're back behind you. And again, any of those options. So whatever you prefer, fingers to your butt, fingers away from your butt, on the palms, on the fingertips, your choice. We're gonna lift the chin, lift the chest, and come into our back bend from here. So in this case, you wanna feel there's actually a pushing down energy through your hands in order to send the chest up. So this is our bounding and rebounding action. So continue to lift your chin up and your gaze up. Again, the head can go back as much as feels good for you, but the bounding is coming in the form of the hands pushing down into the mat, and the rebounding is coming in the form of the chest lifting up towards the ceiling. Feel your chest opening between the shoulders. Feel the ribs, they might flare a little bit. Pausing for 3. Relax the jaw, breathe for 2. Push down, lift chest for 1. And then from here, turning the gaze forward. Any way that you'd like to get there, coming into a tabletop position on your mat, on the hands and the knees. And right away, we're gonna come into some nice back bending from here. So breathing in, we'll start to look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, take 1 round, round the spine, tuck your chin in towards your chest, empty the lungs, and then inhale, belly is long, eyes lift, tail lifts, and from here, just go for a little bit of side-to-side action through the tail. So taking your weight over to one knee and then the other, while you still keep this shape of the back bend. You might not be looking up as high, but still the belly is long, and the space in the back of the body is becoming shorter. Side to side, a couple more times here. If anyone's standing behind you, they're gonna get a good view. Side to side. Good, okay, and let's come back into the center. Exhale, cat spine, round, round, round. Draw your chin in towards your chest. Exhale there, let's go again. Inhale, long belly, looking up towards the ceiling, and this time, keep the tail still, and we're gonna turn the shoulders side to side. So the tail might still move a little bit, but rather than both happening, which we will eventually do, we're just trying to isolate in the shoulders. So still, again, the back of the body is a little bit shorter, which means that we're creating that position of a back bend, but we're just shifting the weight from one hand over into the other. Don't worry about what it looks like. It's your own interpretation of allowing the shoulders to move. Okay, coming into the center, exhale, round the spine. Tuck your chin in towards your chest, and then inhale, long belly, looking up, lungs full, and now let's do tail and shoulders together. So they're gonna go to the same side at the same time. Boom and boom. So it's kind of like you're doing side crunches, okay? But you wanna make sure that you don't lose the back bend in the spine. Squeezing one side, squeezing the other. Still trying to keep, again, length in the front of the belly and the front of the body, and squeezing in a little bit through the back of the body. A few more like this, side to side. Okay, good. And we'll come back into the center. Let's kneel all the way down towards the bum, heels towards the bum. No, but, well, that works, bum towards the heels. Okay, and we're gonna take a little bit of movement through the arms and the wrists, just coming into some circles. I feel like a magician or something when I do this, or a conductor. They probably don't do this. And then we'll go the other way, circling around. That's it, good. And then from here, interlace your 10 fingers and a little bit of, I don't know, what is this called? We should give it a name. And then the other way. It's really hard to go the other way. My brain is confused. Oh, it's good. Good for the brain to mix it up. Even when you do your interlaced grips, try to reverse the interlaced grip so that you can work into a little bit of symmetry through the body. Okay, good. And let's shake the hands out. And then we'll take open wide, fist, round and curl that fist in, and then internal rotation. So we're rotating in towards the body. We're hiding the armpits. Then you can either dip the chin down or you can lift the chin up, staying here for 3. My thumbs are out, but you can always tuck your thumbs in for 2, squeezing for 1, and we'll do tap 2 to the front. We'll do tap 2 to the back, tap 2 to the front, 2 to the back, 1 more of each, 2 to the front, 2 to the back, and then finish in that position. Inhale, open it up, lift the chin, lift the chest, squeezing between the shoulder blades here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. From here, we're going to stand up on the knees, draw the hands, palms into a prayer position. Allow the knees to open into a comfortable distance. So roughly about hip width distance between the knees and the feet. And then we're going to squeeze between the inner thighs, a little squeeze into the glutes and kick down through the tops of the feet. As you breathe in, we're going to inhale, lift up, up, touch the ceiling. Exhale. We're going to bring the hands, palms into prayer position and then sweep. Draw the chin in towards the chest. In this position, the fingers are flexed, the palms are pushing the heel of the hand towards the ground. Inhale, palms into prayer. Let's go up, up, reach high. Exhale, draw the hands, palms in, tuck the chin to the chest, and push through the palms. So at this stage, let's go again. Inhale. We're moving just through the shoulders, the head, the upper spine. Exhale, palms into prayer position. Keep squeezing into the glutes. Push through your palms. 2 more. Inhale, together prayer. Reach up, touch the ceiling. Exhale, hands, palms in prayer. Chin to chest, push, squeeze shoulder blades. 1 more. Inhale. Maybe this time you push your hips a little bit forward as you go up and back. Exhale, hands, palms into prayer. Dip the chin. Maybe this time you round the shoulders whole. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the hands, palms into a prayer position. Let's take the weight over into the left knee. Slowly, slowly, the right foot is going to come forward to plant down on the ground. Breathing in. Let's reach the arms all the way up. Same thing. Exhale, hands, palms into prayer. Chin to chest. Push the palms away. Inhale again. Through the chest, reach up. Good. Exhale, hands, palms into prayer. Push the ground away. Inhale. Let's go up. Exhale, hands into prayer. Push and tuck the chin. Last one. Inhale. Maybe you go up and back a little bit and then into prayer. Maybe the shoulders are added and the upper back. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the hands, palms into prayer position. Let's slowly step that right leg back. Take the left foot forward, and we'll do 4 on this side. So breathing in, inhale, go tall, tall, traction the spine. Exhale, push it through, tuck the chin into the chest. Breathing in to go up, reach high to the ceiling. Exhale, push it away, palms spread. Inhale, palms together, reach tall, and exhale through the chest. Dip the chin. Last one. Inhale. Maybe you lean your hips slightly forward as you reach up. Exhale. Dip the chin to the chest. Maybe the shoulders round on the last one. 3, Squeeze into your left, your right buttocks rather. 2, maybe both of your buttocks. And 1. Okay, draw the hands palms together. Off of that front foot. Bring the knee from here, sitting the bum down towards the heels. You're gonna reach the arms all the way back, squeezing between the shoulder blades, palms are open, and we're gonna take 5 pulses like this, squeezing. 5, you can look up if you want. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, let's bring it side of the body. Go ahead, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's go high V, wide V. 5. Little different this feeling. 4, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Exhale. Let the chin drop down. Come forward onto the hands. Let's come into cat. Round the spine. Tuck your chin in towards your chest. And pause there. Really feel how there's a pushing down energy of the hands, a pushing down energy of the knees, the shins, the ankles, even the toes. Okay, inhale, coming all the way up. Let's do the same thing standing up on the knees. We'll open it up. Squeeze this time into the glutes. A little squeeze between your inner thighs. If you have something you can place between, that can work as well. We'll take 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then open it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll go high V. Go ahead. 5, 4. This one feels so different. 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Then from here, reach all the way up. Look high towards the ceiling. And then exhale, bring your hands, palms into a prayer position. Let's take the right foot forward again. Right foot comes forward. Arms are gonna reach up towards the ceiling, high V, nice and wide. And in this high V, we're gonna pulse with the hips coming forward and the arms squeezing. So as you pulse, you're gonna lean forward and squeeze into the back body. We've got 3 of these, and then come back. Good. And squeeze, lean forward, and come back. Last time, squeeze, lean forward, and come back. We're reversing it this time. Open up the arms. Squeeze and lean forward, and neutral. Squeeze between the shoulder blades. Neutral. Last time, squeeze, neutral. Now the low V. Reach and look up, lean forward. Come back to center. Reach through the fingers and back to center. Again, reach through and back to center. Nice, you guys. Palms into prayer. Taking that front foot back onto both the knees. Taking the opposite leg forward in front of you. Inhale, reach up high. Open the arms into their V. And we've got 3 here. 3, leaning. Bring it back. 2, squeeze shoulder blades. Bring it back. 1, bring it back. Let's open it right out to either side. Squeeze and into center. Squeeze and center. And again, squeeze and center. These low ones feel so good for me. These are my favorites. Squeeze, lean forward into center. Squeeze, lean and center. Last time. Squeeze and lean. Coming into the center, reach the arms up high, bring them into prayer, and then onto that knee. From here, come into a child's pose of your choice, allowing the bum to lower down. Maybe the head drops as well. You might like to turn it and just take a few breaths here to relax after all that movement. So by now, we've really got a lot of opening happening through the chest, not because we're forcing it, but because we're using the back body muscles to activate, to speak to the front body muscles to release. So from your child's pose here, if your knees are not wide, try and take them a little bit wide so that you can move into this next thing. We're gonna have the elbow points down, the forehead down, and the elbows bending so that the fingers come towards the back of the neck. So allowing the chest to drop, the head to drop, stretch the arms forward, bring your hands palms together, and bend the elbows so that you feel that your fingertips go down towards the base of the neck. You can turn your hands palms onto your shoulders if you would like, or you can keep your hands palms together. If you do have a block, then you can always pop your elbows up on the block. And you want to make sure that you're not so short in the front of your body that your chin is tucked into your chest. You want to be able to send your chin a little bit further forward, which is why the thighs opening can work really well to allow the chest and the belly to drop down in that space. Just staying here for a few breaths. So this is the movement that we're going to be working with in the next few lunges that we do, our low lunge. And we do this quite often. Most of you guys are used to doing it, where those fingers are reaching down. Feels completely different doing it in a down position like this than it does when you're upstanding. So just be patient with your shoulders, do the best you can, and know that any bit that you can do is a way to prepare the body for something deeper to come. All right, let's let the arms come forward. Inhale, slowly uncurl, coming out of that position, lifting the chin at the end. Let's breathe in. Let it out. One more like that. Breathe in. Exhale. Okay, beautiful. Let's stand up onto the knees. Draw the hands, palms into a prayer position, taking the right foot all the way forward in front of you. Lift the chest up nice and high. Inhale, arms up. Let's exhale, bend the elbows down. So from the side, you want to still be stacked, okay? And from this point, let's just look down towards the front knee. So looking down towards the front knee, and the fingertips are reaching towards the back of the neck. Now we're going to take our little pulses. So we're actually going to do 5 of these. So you might want to walk your front foot a little bit more forward before we start. You're looking down at your front knee, but as you lean your hips forward, you're going to look up and try to reach your fingertips like you're going to grab your back foot. Let's go. Inhale, look up, reach the fingertips down, and back to neutral, looking down to your front knee. Inhale, hips forward, reach the fingertips down, and come back to looking at the knee. One more time. Lean forward and reach. Now we're going to stay here for the next breath, but I want you to see if you can keep your chest up, eyes up, and all you're going to do, without moving your upper body, shift your body weight so that you're on your back knee again. Pausing there. Hold. 3. Squeeze inner thighs. 2. Push down, front foot, back knee. 1, good. Reach up high. Hands, palms into prayer position. Let's swap sides, bringing the opposite leg forward. That's it. Inhale, reach up nice and high, bend the elbows, reach the fingers down towards the base of the spine, and let's take again the eye gaze down towards the front knee. So in this position, we're giving the shoulders and the upper back a bit of an opportunity to just have some reprieve. You can always walk your front foot a bit more forward if you want. Let's take 3, go ahead. Lean forward, look up, reach through the fingers, and bring it back to neutral. Lean forward. Reach those fingers and bring it back to neutral. Last time, lean forward, reach through the fingers, squeeze the elbow points up. Pause, 3, 2, 1. Keep the upper body where it is, but take your weight back on your back knee, back on your back knee, back on your back knee. Good. Push, front foot down, squeeze, thighs together, kick through the back foot, and then reach the arms up high, hands, palms into prayer, onto the knees. Nice work, you guys. Let's lean forward onto the hands, and finally, down dog. So, tail lifts, hips push high. Let's pedal out the feet, right and left. Bend the knees, right and left. Let the tail move. What feels good? Do that.
So the other thing that we really want to focus on in our downward facing dog, in our back bending, since we've already done quite a bit of movement to prepare the upper body, is now the hip flexors. So we're going to work with the same principle of that reciprocal inhibition, which is where we squeeze into the back of the body to allow the front of the body to really open up. So that allows us more freedom with less force, which means our practice becomes more sustainable over the long run. So we'll take the gaze forward towards the top of the mat and then lift high onto the toes. From here, squeeze your right heel into your buttocks. You're gonna stay high on those left toes. Now kick your thigh up and kick your leg up. Then bring the thighs so they're in alignment with one another again. Pause, and again, kick the leg up, kick the foot, and squeeze. Back to neutral with your thighs, but keep that right knee bent. One more time, squeeze and kick the leg up. And then from here, you're gonna step the foot through in between your hands and allow the body to feel solid before you come up. Inhale, we're gonna reach the arms all the way up. High V, good. Let's pulse in each position one time. So pulse the arms, neutral, bring it out to the sides. Pulse, neutral, bring it down low. Pulse, neutral. From here, lower the back knee all the way down towards the mat, dip. Inhale, lift up. Two more like that. Lower it down, dip. Inhale, lift it up. Last time, lower it down, dip. Inhale, lift it up. Good. Let's frame the hands on towards the foot. Push down, step back, downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling through the feet. Keep your fingers spread and really imagine that you're trying to hop off of your hands. Let's come into the other side. So inhale, high on toes, looking forward. Stay high on toes. This time, kick your heel into the buttocks of the left leg, but the thighs don't move out of alignment yet. Now they do. Lift the thigh up, keep the knee bent, and then bring those thighs in alignment again. One more, two more, I like. Kick the thigh up, keep the knee bent. Good, squeezing it in. One more like that. Kick the thigh up, keep the knee bent, and then step the foot through, in between the hands. Feel really solid through the legs. Always, always you have the freedom to bend the back knee if and when you need to. Inhale, reach it up. One pulse in each position. Pulse, high V. Back to neutral, to the side. Pulse, T position. Good, back to neutral. Arms low V. Pulse, nice. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, plant the hands down, step back, downward facing dog position. Spread the fingers nice and wide. We're gonna go right to the other side. Inhale, high on toes, look forward. Now all you gotta do is, without moving your thighs, just kick your right heel to your buttocks. Kick the heel up. Now this time, we're not gonna let the knee come low. So you just wanna kick up for 3. Kick up higher, 2. Kick up higher, 1. Then step the foot through. That's it. Feel solid, feel stable in the legs. Inhale. Arms are gonna sweep up. Okay, bring the palms together. I'm sweating. Let the fingers lower down. That's it. Fingers reach down towards the back of the neck. Look up, lift up. Pause. Feel your back butt. Your back butt, squeeze. Squeeze your back butt. Reach the chest up. Look with the eyes. Reach with the fingers. Good. Now, look forward. Let the back knee lower all the way down. Untuck your back toe. Shift your body weight to the back knee. Round your spine. Scoop your pubic bone forward. Inhale. Come all the way up. 2 more. Round and scoop. Inhale. All the way up. Last time. Round and scoop. Pause. Squeeze into your left butt cheek. Squeeze. Breathe, but squeeze. And inhale. Come all the way up, reach the arms high, leaning forward, tuck the toes, step back, downward facing dog, pedal through the feet. You can lift and lower those heels, and then we'll come into the last side for this sequence. Let's breathe in, look forward, high on the toes. That's it, squeeze the left heel into the buttocks. 3 lifts, up, and then thighs meet, up, thighs meet. We might not have done this on the other side. Now up, we're gonna stay here, then pulse. Pulse up, pulse up, pulse up, and then step the foot through. Good. Feel really grounded through your legs, underneath you. Remember, it's the pushing down of the feet that lifts you all the way up. Palms come together. Bend the elbows. Reach down. Look up. Lift the chest. Feel there's this squeezing in the center between the front heel and the back toes. 3, 2, and 1. Whoo! Okay, let the back knee lower all the way down. Untuck your back toes, shift your body weight to the back knee, round the spine, chin to chest. We've got 3 like this. Inhale, come all the way up. Good. Exhale, round. Inhale, come up. Last time, exhale, round. Stay there. Keep reaching your fingers. Try not to let your elbows rest on your head. Reaching fingers back. Squeezing into the right glutes. Okay, inhale to lift. Reach the arms high. Leaning forward, tuck the toes. This time, step to the top of the mat. So back knee lifts and come forward. Beautiful, you guys. Open up your feet nice and wide and just come into a little bit of sway, into a little bit of movement, or you can just hang and stay in one spot. Few breaths like this. Last breath. All right, bring the weight on the heels, little bend in the knees, chin to chest, uncurl. Now this time I want you to pause when you're halfway and then look forward, hands onto the thighs. So we're gonna do some fun things here. So you're gonna move the tail around. Okay, so we're getting into the lower spine. It's a little bit sensual, so, you know, enjoy. Doesn't matter which direction you move in. So you're just allowing the tail to move around. Good, go the other way. Allowing the hips and the pelvis to open and soften as we move through this, just coming into that freedom. One more in this direction. Good, and then coming back into the center. Okay, let's come all the way to standing. Breathe in, lift the shoulders, and out. One more. And let it go. Okay, nice work, you guys. So we're just gonna continue with a few more exercises to open through the front of the body, because again, when we come into our back bends, we need these hip flexors to be open. If they're a little bit tight, and then we come into our back bending, then sometimes we feel like we're stuck, and we get this hinge point in the low back. So we wanna be able to lengthen the hip flexors to then lift out of the spine, okay? So that's exactly what we're going to do. So you're gonna shift your weight over into your left leg. You're gonna kick your right heel into your buttocks. So at this stage, your thighs are still lined up with one another. One's not further forward nor further back, okay? If when you squeeze the heel in, the thigh automatically comes forward and you have a hard time getting it back, then your movement is gonna be to neutral, okay? If your thighs are already neutral, we'll take the hands onto the hips. You're gonna lift the chest. Then however much you can get there, you're gonna kick back and up and go back to where you started. Kick, backing up to where you started. 3 more, backing up, where you started, backing up, where you started, back and up, and where you started. Good. From here, you can wrap your hands around the back ankle if you would like to. And just notice the difference between the tail lifting in this position, which means the front of my right hip is shortening, or the tail dropping down, which means the front of my right hip and thigh is lengthening. Lift the chest, lift the chin. 3, you can try to kick the knee back a little bit. 2, and 1. Stabilize it first by letting go, and then drop it down. And shake, shake, and do all the things that you need to do to get that out of your body. Yes, good. Okay, let's come into the other side. So hands onto the hips, shift the weight over into your right leg, and then we'll squeeze the left heel into the buttocks. So because the body wants to do the easiest thing, by default, it will just do what's easiest. We'll go like this. And the bum lifts to get the leg lifted. But we want to try to be aware of the pelvis so that we put the stretch in here rather than shortening into that area of the body. So squeeze the heel, and we'll do 5 of these. Kick and neutral. Kick, neutral. Try not to kick. Keep going. Try not to allow the tail to stick back too much when you kick. 2 more. It will naturally happen, but try to avoid it from happening too much. Okay, back to neutral. I had a few tequilas on this side. And then grab the foot behind you from the ankle. You can give yourself a little bit of a pull if you want. Spread in the bottom toes. Now notice if the tail is sticking back and up. Try to allow the tail to drop down as you draw the foot in. 3, chest up. 2, and 1. First, stabilize it, let it go. Hands on hips, and then lower all the way down. And again, give it a bit of a shake. We'll stretch that out by coming into a forward fold. So in the forward fold, we're gonna have one leg cross in front of the other, okay? So come down, we'll take the right foot, walk the left foot in the center, and then the right foot goes across. And then you can lean one side to the other. You can also reach your hands. Just coming into your own little stretch here. Have a play. Okay, you can come up and swap sides, or you can stay down there and swap sides. So you might like toes forward. Sometimes I like to do toes out to the sides. All right, good. And then uncross the legs. Let's again uncurl. This time go slow. 5, 4, take your time. 3, 2, and 1. Big sigh, big exhale. Okay, so we've done lots of prep for our back bends. We're gonna be getting down to the ground very, very quickly. We've just got one more thing that we're gonna do, and this is a balancing pose in combination with the backward bend. So go ahead and step to the back of the mat. And this is sometimes referred to as separate arm balancing or split arm, but it is a back bend with a hinge at the hips at the same time. So I'm gonna show you guys from the side because sometimes it's a little bit easier to see in that way. So let's start together. Inhale, we'll sweep both arms up nice and high. And from here, you're gonna step your right foot to the top of the mat. So big step to the top of the mat, okay? Keep in the center so you guys can see me. And then from there, shift your weight off your back heel so you're only on your back toes. Now lift your chin, open your chest. From here, you're gonna lift your leg in the air, little bend in your standing knee. Now low V, reach the arms back and keep that position as you try to bring your belly towards your thigh. So leg is lifting, which brings the body down. Keep your chin up. Keep that squeeze V. Leg up. Belly is low, but chin is lifted. Leg up one more time and fall or not. And then come all the way up. Step again to the back of the mat. Reach high. Take a breath. Come to the other side. Stepping the opposite foot to the top of the mat. Feeling that shift forward of your body weight. Now lift your back leg in the air. Open the arms, low V. Squeeze into the shoulder blades. Leg up. So it's like the body doesn't want to go down, but the leg is lifting, so the body has to go down to a point. But if we try to bring the body down on its own, then we'll lose the back bend. 3, squeeze shoulder blades. 2, leg up. 1, step back. Feet together, reach high. Exhale. Let the arms relax. Nice, you guys. Let's curl the chin into the chest. Come all the way down. Walk yourself forward, coming into high plank position. Fingers nice and spread. Shift the weight forward. And let's go slow to lower. Maybe it's on the knees for 3. Elbows hug in for 2. Coming all the way down for 1. Untuck the toes, relax the arms down along the side, and just look to one side, doesn't matter which one. Relax here. So we're gonna take a couple back bends from the belly, and then we'll roll over and work into a couple more from the back. So just as you're here, the focus is on finding one spot if the eyes are open, just staying alert and aware. One spot to fix your gaze. And then that eventual calming and that gradual relaxation through the body and through the breath. Turn and look in the opposite direction now. Last few breaths. Just noticing if you feel the heart pounding a little bit. So a lot of times our back bends, they're so invigorating and energizing, and they're quite stimulating. So it can take a bit of time for us to just come down from that. We've still got a few more that we're gonna do, and then we will take our time to just come down from the energy of those back bends. Okay. Beautiful, you guys. So right here from your belly, we're gonna come into the same overhead position that we've been working on. So let's reach the arms nice and forward, drop the forehead down, bring your hands, palms together in prayer, and then draw your hands towards the upper back. So you can, again, have your palms turned down flat, so your fingertips are connecting to the tops of the shoulders or the shoulder blades. Or you can have your hands, palms together, really up to you. Really charge up your legs. You want to feel the legs nice and strong. We're going to start with the legs together. So squeeze them tight. Now you might have a gap between your heels. That's fine, okay? But what we don't want to have is the heels touching and the toes not touching. So we got to make sure that we keep the thighs rotated internally. In other words, your kneecaps are completely down facing the ground and the backs of the knees are up facing the ceiling. From here, we're going to start to lengthen the chin a little bit forward and lift the elbows up and then lower them down. Again, lift elbows up and lower down. Last one, lift elbows up. Keep squeezing your legs together. Now lift your chin. Try not to let the elbows open wide in order to get the head up. Keep the elbows squeezed together, squeeze the legs. Lift the chest, squeeze the thighs. Reach the fingers back, lift one more time at the end, and lower all the way down. Let the arms come forward and long. Right away, inhale, look forward. Open the legs a little bit wider and lift the chest. Pause there. So we're not using a lot of lift in the sense of bringing the hands under the shoulders. The hands are actually quite far forward. Legs are active. Good. And let's lower all the way down. Now this time we'll keep the legs open. Same position with the upper body. Bend the elbows, reach the fingers down towards the base of the neck. Go ahead, let's lift up the elbows and then lower down. 2 more. Lift elbows, lower down. 1 more. Lift elbows, also lift gaze. Also lift legs, hold. Hold here. Shoot your toes out to touch whatever is behind you. Squeeze into the back body. Reach the fingers. Hold and lower everything all the way down. Send the arms forward in front of you. And from here, let the arms relax down. Choose a side that you'd like to look to. And soften. Couple breaths. Hopefully by now you'll feel that there's a lot of freedom in the upper back, which gives some freedom into the neck. And when we feel free in the spine, it's like all of a sudden the breath is kind of uncaged, and the expansion of the breath is just that much greater. You can turn and look in the opposite direction now. Relaxing here. Okay, so we're gonna lay on the back. So whether you roll over and keep your head at the top of your mat, or you turn around, whatever you wanna do, just finding your way onto your back so that you have your head down at one end and the feet down at the other end. We'll have the knees bent here. So the soles of the feet are flat onto the mat, toes are nice and spread. We're going to come into a few bridges. So first we'll start by taking the arms up into the air. We're going to bend the elbows and flex, we're going to keep the elbows straight to begin with, but flex the hands. So push the palms up towards the ceiling. And we're going to take 3 little pushes with the palms up. So go ahead, push up 3, keep the elbows straight, but allow the shoulder blades to lower down to the mat. Push up 2, again, let the shoulder blades lower down, push up 1. From here, bend the elbows, tap the fingers down to the ground, 3, and then coming up again. Bend the elbows, tap the fingers down, 2, coming up again. Bend the elbows, tap the fingers down, 1, coming up again. And now this time, try to bring your thumbs towards the bottom tips of your ears, and then feel your fingertips start to connect to the mat, and feel your whole hand palm flatten down. Now, if your hands palms don't flatten down, just keep working the thumbs towards the bottom tips of the ears and the fingertips as close to the tops of your shoulders as possible. From here, curl the hips up, up, up. Squeeze into the thighs, and then let's go down, down, down. Just 1 more like that, lifting up, 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 and from here, lowering all the way down. This time we're gonna hold, shoot the hips up, push the hands, palms down, feel the elbows squeeze in towards one another. Now you can still readjust by walking your shoulder blades a little bit closer towards one another. This might help some of you to get your hands, palms flat on the ground by not having your shoulders sort of spread out to the side, but rather kind of tucking them in underneath the back of the body. Feel the legs nice and strong, push down through the hands, squeeze into the hips. And from here, if you are feeling ready, you can firstly look towards your hairline, look towards your eyebrows, your eyelashes, whatever you can see. Feel a bit more of a push down through your hands, and then allow that push to soften. Take 2 more like that. Push down through the hands and allow the push to soften. You're not lifting away from the mat yet. Push down through the hands. Allow that to soften, and then from here, return your gaze to neutral. Slowly, arms and hips are lowering down together. Take your time. The butt is burning. To let it all go. Feel free to windshield wiper the knees. Maybe you bring the soles of the feet together, knees open. We're just going to take 2 or 3 breaths here because we're going to try that one more time in the event that you wanted to try to push up onto the crown of the head or work into some other variation with your wheel pose. So let's take it one last time. Soles of the feet flat, toes spread. Let's take the arms up into the air, flex the fingers. So we're not gonna do any pulses. We're just gonna take every movement as one. Bend the elbows, fingertips reaching towards the bottom tips of the ears. Maybe your hands, palms go flat, maybe not, that's okay. Push down through the feet, curl the hips up, 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 up. Readjust through the shoulders to walk them closer together if you need to. Look towards your eyebrows, push down through hands, push down through feet. Look towards your eyebrows, maybe you push up onto the crown of your head. Squeeze your elbows together. Push down through the feet. Feel your hands in your feet. Those are your support. So push, push, push. From here, if you would like to, you can push up onto the hands and come into your wheel pose. Otherwise, you can stay down on the crown of the head. If some of you are still in your bridge, which is where the back of the head is still on the mat, back of the neck rather is still on the mat, no problem. Keep energetically pushing down with your hands and feet. Here for 2 more breaths. Push, push through the hands and the feet and relax the jaw. Okay, if you're up on the hands, tuck your chin to your chest, lower down slowly to the back of the neck first. That's it. Then let's slowly lower everything down. Release the arms, release the spine, coming all the way down. Whew, feels good. Okay, squeeze the knees into the chest. Let's give them a little bit of a rock from side to side. See how that feels. Okay, we'll let the legs relax so the feet are flat. And we are gonna come into just a little bit of dead bug. So we'll take the legs up into the air and the arms up into the air. If this is quite challenging for you and you feel like it's more of a core exercise than a relaxation, you need to put something underneath your tail so it tilts your hips up so that the pelvis is in a position where the legs can stack. So we want the feet to be floppy, the wrists to be floppy. The knees are bent, not to the point where the feet are lower or level with the knees. We definitely want the feet to be the highest point. Okay, but you want to imagine that your shoulders, we're not holding them up, we're dropping them down. We're not trying to kick the legs up. The hips, the back of the hips are really anchoring down into the mat. Let everything sort of relax. Maybe close the eyes. All right, and gently let everything come down. Just bring the feet down to the mat. The arms can come out to the sides or they can cactus. Let your knees fall over to your right as you turn over to the left. And do that to the other side. Knees fall over to the left as you look over to your right. And again, knees over to the right as you look to your left. Knees over to the left as you look over to your right. Coming back up into the center. Let's again draw the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little bit of squeeze. You can rock side to side. You might like to draw the forehead in. And then when you're ready, legs and arms, finding a comfortable position for you to finish in. Feel free to let your eyes close as you're here. And just coming into this awareness of the spine and how the spine is an information superhighway. Everything that runs through the spine
has an influence on the body. So we have to take care of the spine, and particularly if you find that you are spending a lot of time sitting, forward bending, computer, phone, some device, even if we're getting creative, doing painting or writing or something like that, we're often in that forward position. So coming into these back bends is just absolutely imperative for us to restore the health of the spine. So I just want you to imagine now in the spine, starting right from the tail, this golden, beautiful, beautiful light. And almost like the stripes of a candy cane, this is going to swirl right at the bottom of the spine and gradually make its way up, swirling and swirling this bright light around the spine, passing through the lower, up towards the middle area of the spine, and it's continuing to spiral towards the upper spine, up towards the base of the skull, and shooting out through the crown of the head. Take a long breath in and exhale, letting it out. Now this time I want you to imagine almost like a big spotlight. That light is coming out of the head, and then it's starting to really narrow in and draw itself back into the crown of the head. And now we're imagining that candy cane stripe again, wrapping down through the upper spine and the neck, wrapping and swindling down the space between the shoulder blades, continuing to wrap and swindle down through the middle spine, the lower spine, all the way down in towards the tail. And here, relax your pelvic floor. Just let it go. Let it soften. Maybe at this time, your breath has completely calmed. But if you're feeling like you want to take another big breath in and a sigh, just do that. Thank you so much for taking the time to care for your spine, taking the time to care for yourself, and having that care ripple out to everyone around us. Thank you so much.